Hi students, welcome back to class number 15. This is on CMA and FM. So we are discussing on the additional problems, and today we will discuss problem number 29 to 34. Okay, there are total 44 additional problems in the marginal costing or in the chapter 1. So we are going one by one, and whatever is very unique, I am covering only those problems. The problems which are exactly the repetition of what we discussed, so those problems we are not discussing on the video. I'm giving as a homework, and please let me know if you have any doubts on that. Okay, drop a comment and it will be answered as soon as possible. So problem for the day, problem number 29. A company engaged in plantation activity has 200 hectares of virgin land which can be used for growing jointly or individually tea, coffee and cardamom. So there are three goods, tea, coffee and cardamom, that can be planted, okay, that can be grown on 200 hectares. So total land area is 200 hectares. Okay, the yield per hectare of the different crops and their selling prices per kg or as under. Okay, in a hectare how much yield will come. So okay, yield in kgs is given for all the three crops, and for all the three crops per kg what is the selling price. So selling price we have. Next, the relevant data is as below: labor charges, packing materials and other costs. They have not given it as a variable cost, but since labor charges and packing materials are variable in nature, other costs also, I am assuming that it is variable in nature, and total variable cost for all the three crops is given. So variable cost also is given. Fixed cost per annum they have given: cultivation, growing, administrative cost, land revenue, repairs and maintenance, other costs. These are all fixed in nature. So all those put together 18 lakhs is a per annum fixed cost. The policy of the company is to produce and sell all three kinds of products, and the maximum and minimum area to be cultivated per product is as follows. So what does this say? All the three crops, what is the maximum hectare that can be we can cultivate, and minimum hectare. So what does minimum need, which means we have some contract with some company or some other party for buying those items. As per contract we have to cultivate that crop in that area. So which means that is the minimum level of cultivation that has to be done. Okay, and maximum level of cultivation is something the farmer himself feels that over and above this I cannot go and sell to the nearby cooperative society or something like that. Okay, so based on his experience and the real contract and knowledge about the market, so he feels that a tea can be cultivated maximum 160 hectares and at least 120 hectares. So similarly maximum requirement and minimum requirement is given. So what we have to calculate: most profitable mix, maximum profit that can be achieved. So if you see, if this type of question comes, most of the students first thing will be, it will occupy more than one side of the question paper, and we will be thinking like, oh, this is a massive question, what we will do. But this is very simple question. This question will maximum come in 4 marks only, but the question paper will be very challenging if this type of question comes. And if you have to read the question as fast as possible, also you should not miss any facts while reading the question, because this will occupy a large number of time for reading the question, understanding the question, analyzing how to prepare the table, how to present the data, how to conclude the data. If you think all of this, 20 minutes will go. Okay, the problem you have to solve in 20 minutes, and this is only a 4 mark worth problem, and you have spent already 20 minutes on that, this reading itself. So solution is another 10 minutes. So if you put overall 30 minutes has gone for making 4 marks, but it is a very easy problem, you will not leave it. Okay, so you have to gain that 4 marks, but as much less time you have to utilize for this. So in 15 minutes you have to read this as fast as possible, like how I read. Okay, I didn't take even 10 minutes to read this problem, because fixed cost they have given a bigger table, but what we need: annual fixed cost. What is the number? 18 lakhs is the fixed cost number. Variable cost they have given: labor charge, packing material, other cost, but we need the variable cost per unit, that is given. Selling price per unit is given. In 1 hectare how much kg yield will be taken, that is also given. Okay, so now what we have to do, because the question it is asked, we have to find the product mix. We have 200 hectares of land and three crops that we are going to, our expertise is making that three crops only. So this three crops, how much area can we allocate to these three crops, which is the most profitable crop? So we have to find which is the most profitable crop. For that, I'm just putting the selling price of all the three crops, selling price per kg, that is given in the question, 20, 40 and 250. I have taken it here. Similarly, variable cost 14, 13 and 150. I have taken it here. Selling price minus variable cost will give you the contribution, that is per kg. But how much yield we have? How much yield we have in 1 hectare? Because we are going to allocate the hectare. There is 200 hectare of land. We have to allocate the total 200 hectares. For how much area for the tea, how much area for the coffee, and how much area for the cardamom. For that, we have to know per hectare which is the maximum profitable plant, or the plant which is producing the maximum contribution per hectare. So now we have the contribution per kg and we have the yield per hectare. So in 1 hectare, tea can be produced 2000 kgs, coffee 500 kgs, and cardamom 100 kg. Per kg, we know the contribution, we have already found it here. So per hectare yield in kg multiplied by contribution per kg will give you the total contribution per hectare. Now we can make the decision making. So contribution per hectare we can make. In 1 hectare, coffee can make 13,500 rupees contribution. That is the highest. So that will be the priority 1. And priority 2 is tea and priority 3 is cardamom. Okay. So now we are going to do the land allocation. So while going to the land allocation, we have to see the minimum. So farmer has committed via contract to some people, and minimum he has to produce this much quantity of crop which is given in the question. So for tea, he has to produce tea in 120 hectares. So 120 is default allocated, and 30 hectares coffee he has to produce. Okay, and 10 hectares of cardamom he has to produce. So this is minimum level. So this is automatically allocated. Minimum level is. Now he has how much land area? 200 hectares he has. So out of 200, 120 is allocated, 30 is allocated, and 10 is allocated. So putting together, remaining land area is 40. And this 40 hectares which is remaining has to be allocated based on the profitability priority which we have made. That is where the decision making of we as a cost accountant has to make it. Okay, so now the remaining land allocation I'm going to allocate to the maximum profitable crop. If you see, number one, coffee is the maximum profitable crop, but for coffee we have already allocated 30. So for coffee, maximum only 50 hectares we can do. If you do over than that, it will not be sold, it will be waste for you. Okay, so it can be only 50. So already 30 is allocated. You have room for allocating only 20 hectares. So out of the 40 remaining hectares, 20 hectares I am allocating to coffee. So balance 20 hectares is there, which is the second most profitable crop. Tea is the second most profitable crop. And tea we have allocated 120 and maximum is 160. So 40, there is room for 40 hectares, but only 20 we have remaining. Yes, we can allocate 20 remaining for the tea. So now if you total, the total allocation will be 120 plus 20 for tea is 140 hectares for tea, 50 hectares for coffee, 10 hectares for cardamom. Already we know contribution per hectare detail we know. So I am taking the contribution per hectare. Now we know total hectares that is allocated. Multiply, you will get the total contribution. Now I am just giving it in lakhs because the numbers will be very big. It cannot be accommodated on the slide. So I am converting it into lakhs, and 16.8 lakhs is a contribution, total contribution from tea, 6.75 lakhs from coffee, and 1 lakh from cardamom. Putting together, the total contribution comes to 24.55 lakhs. Minus fixed cost will give you the profit. So fixed cost, it is already given in the question as 18 lakhs. So if you reduce 18 lakhs, profit is 6.55 lakhs. So it's a very simple problem, guys. So if you see similar type of question, you should understand one thing. If this type of question comes in your examination, you will spend lot of time in reading the question, and the marks for this question will be little lesser side, like 4 marks or 5 marks. So you should not spend more time on reading the question. So you have to skim through the question as fast as possible. Think about the marginal costing philosophy, apply the priority matrix, and then calculate the profit. Okay, and there is problem 30 given in your book, which is exactly same as this. If you have any doubt on that, please drop the comment on your below the video. Okay, I am moving to the next problem. Problem number 31. Okay, a market gardener is planning his production for next season, and he asked you as a cost consultant to recommend the optimum mix of vegetable production for the coming year. So this is also related to agriculture, but I have chosen this problem because this is little different. It has vast amount of things. The question is little vast. The question is also big. You will spend a lot of time in reading the question, also in gathering the facts, also in how to present in the question paper, and also there will be some doubts while answering the question during the examination. So this is a little challenging problem. That's why I chosen this problem. Especially the main challenge comes in the land allocation. If you go there, go wrong in the land allocation, everything will go wrong. Contribution will go wrong, profit will go wrong. So the evaluator maximum will see your end result. They will start tick mark from that, and then they will move towards up how what all steps you followed, and they will put the mark. Okay, there will be some in the evaluator who will work from top down approach. If they work from bottom up approach, answer itself is wrong. So whatever this guy has done, there is no use of it. Strike out, give him 0 and go. There will be some at least 10% of evaluator may be like that. Okay, so this question is challenging, but this will come for 8 marks if you are lucky. Okay, let me read out the question. So we are the cost consultant, recommend the optimum mix of vegetable production for the, so we are dealing with vegetables. So vegetable production, so optimum mix we have to find. Here optimum mix means the top priority should be given to the most profitable vegetable, and in the decreasing order the land will be allocated. Given you the following data: area occupied. So already they have some area is given, means already some area they have, they are doing the cultivation for tomato 25 acre, potato 25 acre, tomato 20 acre. So area in acre is given, yield per acre in tons is given, yield per acre. Okay, so per acre in tons, okay, is given. uh, Yield per acre is given, also how much acre is also given. Next, selling price per ton, so it is not in kg, selling price per ton is given. Okay, and there is a mistake in the question. I just found it, it is given in the book as 90 tons is the yield per acre for peas, but it is actually not 90, it is 9 ton. Okay, so do small correction in your book. I have validated this. You can also validate it yourself and drop the comment if you have any other way of viewing the things. Okay, but I'm sure this is this should be 9 ton. Okay, so selling price per ton is given, variable cost is, you can total all of this. So variable cost per acre is given, so per acre variable cost is given, selling price is given per ton. So how much ton comes in 1 acre yield, that is given. So if you multiply that, selling price per acre can also be found. Okay, so yes, we have the data. So variable cost per acre is given. Next, fixed overhead is also given, 5.4 lakhs per annum for the company. Fixed cost is given. The land which is being used for the production of carrot and peas can be used for the either crop, but not for potatoes and tomatoes. So what are they saying is, the area which is used for carrot can be used for peas. Same way, area that is used for peas can be used for carrot. Okay, but the sum total of the area of carrot and peas, this area cannot be used by tomatoes or potatoes. Okay, they cannot be, tomatoes or potatoes cannot be cultivated in the area carrot and peas is cultivated, that area cannot be used. This is a very important area, because if your potato is very profitable and you want to allocate as much as possible, you cannot allocate. There is a upper limit for allocation. Okay, you cannot go and allocate the carrot area for potato because potato is profitable. Here they have clearly said, in the area of potato, carrot or peas, you can do the priority between these two, but you cannot come and cultivate potato or tomato in this if potato and tomato is profitable. The land being used for potatoes and tomatoes can be cultivated for either crop, but not for carrot and peas. Okay, the vice versa is also given. For example, if carrot is more profitable for you, you cannot go and cultivate carrot on the land given for potato and tomato. So potato and tomato can be shuffled between them, but that cannot be used for cultivating the carrot and peas. Actually, this is not just a twist in the question. Practically also, different types of fertilizer will be used, pesticides will be used, chemicals will be used, way of land preparation will be different for the potatoes, tomatoes, and it will be different for the peas and carrot. And if those chemicals or those way of activities is used for potatoes, potato and tomato cannot grow properly. So the cultivation methodology and the procedure what farmer use will be drastically different for potato and tomato and carrot and peas. Okay, for potato and tomatoes, the procedure will be little same, common, same fertilizer, same pesticide, same methodology of sowing or cultivation. So that's why they can be shuffled between them. Same way carrot and peas can be shuffled between them, but they cannot, that area cannot be used by potatoes and tomatoes. So read the question very properly. Okay. So in order to provide an adequate market service, the gardener must produce each year at least 40 tons of each potatoes and tomatoes. So potato minimum 40 ton he has to produce. Even if it is not profitable or least profit, he has to produce potato and tomato 40 tons each. Okay, not totally 40 tons, 40 tons each. Similarly, 36 tons each peas and carrot. So peas and carrot also 36 tons each. You are required to present the statement to show profit for the current year, which means they have already the area, land allocation is already done in the question. So as per land allocation done in the question, for the current year, find the profit. Okay, and the profit for the product mix you would recommend. So now this, so if this is not a profitable mix, based on the priority matrix, what we will do, what is priority matrix? First priority will be given to the maximum profitable crop, and as a decreasing trend, as the profit goes down, the priority will goes down, and that is called profitability or priority matrix. Based on the priority matrix, we will propose some mix based on land area allocation. We will change the land allocation. For that, what is the profit? That is the second question. Okay, first let us answer these two questions, and next we will read the further question. So same way I am going to do selling price per ton is given in the question, and how much ton is the yield per acre is given in the question. So if I multiply selling price per ton and how much ton yield per acre, I can find sales per acre. So sales per acre can be found by multiplying these two, and variable cost per acre is already given in the question. Just we have to total it. Okay, fertilizer plus seeds plus pesticides plus direct wages, everything put together. Variable cost, total variable cost also I have totaled it here. Sales we have, variable cost we have, sales minus variable cost will give you contribution per acre. Okay, contribution per acre is given. The maximum contribution comes from the carrot, the second comes from the peas, and third comes from the potatoes, and fourth priority is given to tomatoes. So based on the decreasing order, decrease the priority. Okay, so you have to give the priority for this. This is the first step of the problem. Next, we are going to measure the profitability of current mix. So current mix is 25 acre already given to potato, 20 acre already given to tomato, 30 acre given to peas, and 25 acre given to carrots. So I am taking the how much acre it is given, current acreage, and contribution per acre we have already found it here. I have it. So total contribution is contribution per acre multiplied by total acres for that crop. Okay, so I am totaling the total contribution comes to 6.97 lakh. Fixed overhead, it is already given as 5.4 lakhs. So total contribution minus fixed cost will give you the profit of 1.57 lakh. This is the profit in the current level of land allocation. Now we have to find our proposal. Okay, what we can propose. Okay, so before we propose, what we have to see, farmer any commitment means minimum I have to produce this vegetable this much. Is there any commitment? That is the first step, and it is given in the question. Potato 40 ton he has to do, even though the priority is less. Tomato also 40 ton he has to do, peas 36 ton and carrot 36 tons he has to do. And yield per acre is given in the question. Yield in 1 acre, how much ton can be produced, that is given in the question. So minimum how much ton is required, and in 1 acre how much ton can be produced. So these two details are available. So minimum required, which is in tons, okay, divided by yield that is coming out of 1 acre can give you the area required for the minimum requirement. So for producing in 1 acre 10 tons of potatoes can be produced. 40 ton is the minimum requirement, which means 40 divided by 10, 4 acre is required for producing the 40 tons of minimum requirement. So how much area is required for minimum what? So because what we are going to do, we are going to allocate the land. So before land allocation, what we have to do is minimum required, we can allocate it first. Anyway, we have to do. We are committed to do 40 ton potato, 40 ton tomato, 36 ton peas and 36 ton carrot. We have to do. For that, what is the area required, that we are calculating. So I am just putting 4 acre for potato, 5 acre for tomato, 4 acre for peas and 3 acre for carrot, which means this is the this area is minimum required area. This is already allocated. Okay, so total minimum area comes to, I am totaling the potato and tomato separately and peas and carrot separately because this area cannot be mixed. We discussed about this earlier in very detail. Okay, so 9 acres is already allocated for potato and tomato for minimum requirement, and 7 acres is allocated for peas and carrots for the minimum requirement. Okay, 4 plus 3 is 7, 4 plus 5 is 9. Okay, so what is the total available area? That is given in the question. 25 acre for potato and 20 acre for tomato, putting together 45 acre for potato and tomato, and 30 plus 25, 55 acre for peas and carrot. So what is the remaining area? 45 minus 9, 36 area is remaining for potato and tomato, and 48 area is remaining for carrot and peas. Now we have to do the allocation. So how to do the allocation? Okay, so here they have not given any maximum you can produce only to this extent, that they have not given. So which means out of potato and tomato, which is the profitable crop, so contribution per acre of potato and tomato, potato is having the higher contribution. So the 36 acre I am allocating to potato itself. Same way, out of peas and carrot, which is having the highest contribution per acre, carrot is having the highest contribution per acre. So balance 48 acres I am allocating to carrot. So now you can total both the yellow highlighted rows, you can total. So minimum area plus further allocation. So 4 plus 36, 40 acre for potato, 5 acre for tomato, 4 acre for peas and 51 acre for carrot. This is the total allocation. So please rewind and watch if you have any doubt. This is very important problem, and if you go wrong here, it is a very crucial step we are doing, and you will not go wrong, I'm sure. Okay, so now we know the total area and we know the contribution per acre also. We have already calculated contribution per acre. So contribution per acre multiplied by total acre will give you the total contribution from that vegetable. So we are multiplying and find the total contribution from vegetable. So for adding all the contributions, 7.56 lakhs of contribution you have got. 5.4 lakhs is the fixed overhead. If you reduce, the profit is 2.16 lakhs. This is our proposal. Based on our proposed mix, our profit has gone up to 2.16 lakhs. Okay, now I'm moving to the next slide. Now we will read the part B question. Assuming that the land could be cultivated in such a way that any above crops could be produced and there is no market commitment, which means anything you can produce. Carrot, peas can be produced in potato, tomato land also. Potato, tomato can be produced in carrot and peas land also. And there is no minimum requirement. We said that potato 40 tons minimum required, tomato 40 tons required, carrot and peas 36 tons required. That minimum commitment is also not there. You are free to choose. In that case, what you will choose, it's very easy actually. Okay, advise market guy which concentrate he should concentrate. Very simple. Whichever is giving the highest contribution per acre, that will be chosen, which is the carrot, and that will be chosen to be cultivated in the full land area, because you don't have any minimum commitment, minimum production level, nothing is there. So if no market commitments are there, we can proceed with carrot. That is one thing. If you okay, calculate the profit if we were to do so. If you are producing carrot in the full area, calculate the profit. Area, what is the area? 25 plus 20, 45 plus 30, 75 plus 25, 100 acre. So total land area in this problem is 100 acre. So 100 acre is taken. Contribution per acre for the carrot is 9,600, that is taken. So total contribution can be found, which is contribution per acre multiplied by total land area. Fixed cost is given as 5.4 lakh. That will not change at all. 5.4 lakhs. And profit can be found as 4.2 lakhs. It is more higher than the both of the previous option. So we have calculated the profit, which is the last part of the question is calculate in rupees the break-even point of sales. So break-even point, if you see that word, the formula is fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Now we have fixed cost, which is given in the question, 5.4 lakhs. So we need to find the PV ratio. So what is the formula for PV ratio? Contribution divided by sales. Now we have sales per acre for the carrot, that is given already 16,200, and contribution per acre 9,600. So 9,600 divided by 16,200. So 59% is the PV ratio. Fixed cost divided by PV ratio will give you the break-even point sales. Okay. So this sounds last part of the question is little simple. Okay. So students, I just went across the problem number 32 and 33. This is very similar to limiting factor problem, which we discussed in our class 5, 6, 7 in one of the class. And the limiting if material kg will be given, so that will be the limiting so contribution per limiting factor. So if material is the limiting factor or material is the contingent item, then you have to give priority to the item which has the highest contribution per kg of material. Same way, if the labor hours or machine hours is the limiting factor or the contingent item, then you have to give priority to the product which is giving highest contribution per labor hour or per machine hours. Okay, so please solve that. If any doubts, please drop your comment. And problem number 34 is basics of marginal costing, which is nothing but the PV ratio, break even point, margin of safety, only those concepts. That's the basic of margin costing. We have discussed that enough. Okay, so guys, meet you in next class shortly. In few classes we can complete the chapter number 1. All the very best, guys.